Hey guys, today I'm filming my summer favorites for 2022. I have so many products here. I feel like I haven't had this many favorites in a long time, and a lot of them were things that I tried actually this month that I loved a ton. So let's just jump into it, starting with a combination that if you guys follow my makeup of the days or you check the description box of my videos, you will know I wore the heck out of this combo. And you guys, if you've been following me for a long time, you know that like I love a good complexion combo. I don't mind using a lot of products. So this is a foundation I've been panning and have re-fallen in love with. Like, this is amazing. I'm wearing this today. The L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation 100 True Alabaster is a really good like neutral undertone, a light shade. But this is a full coverage foundation. It has a matte finish, but it doesn't feel heavy and cakey. But with some foundations, I have to put blemish concealer on. With this one, usually not. And it looks beautiful. I would definitely repurchase this. I want to use up a few foundations first, but this is one of the best drugstore foundations I've ever tried for sure. But I think this is better than a lot of other high-end foundations I've tried. So in my year-long project, I had this one and the Tarte Face Tape, and I ended up passing that one on and keeping this to pan it because I like it so much. Like, I can't get over how good this is. I know that this has been out for forever, but I never gave it the proper time and attention, but this is so good. But it's been a little light for me, so I was trying to get use out of another one of my year-long project items, which has been discontinued for a little while. That's one of the older things in my collection, the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Sheer Sun Serum Bronzer. And I have been using this as a mixer, and these two textures end up blending very well together. And I use 4 to 5 drops when I use this, and this has been a great way for me to use up both of the products, and it just looks really nice on the skin. It doesn't make the products separate, it doesn't shear it out, they just go together very nicely. So I've been loving this combo, but like, even if this was still available, I probably would not repurchase this to use on its own as a liquid bronzer, but this is an incredible foundation. Love the combo. And underneath of that, I have been using my Persona bronzer stick in the shade Dune, the lightest out of the 3 shades. This is in my year-long project as well. I have so much left, but I've used a lot of this. This is a warm color. It does not look orange on me, but I have a warm undertone. I think it just depends on your skin tone, probably depends what other complexion products you pair with it. But this is a formula that's like a little bit thinner, so it blends really nicely. It's still pigmented though. It's not greasy, but it doesn't have that silicone rare beauty texture either. I really love the texture of this, and I'm actually filming this on the day that this was included in 21 Days of Beauty, and so many of you guys messaged me and told me that you bought it. Let me know if you did in the comments. I just love this so much. So I've been wearing that, like I said, under my foundation. Then over top, this was not in my year-long project, but I feel like it should have been, and I will probably try to pan this next year, the Iconic London Sheer Bronze and Caramel Glow. And unfortunately, this is like the 4th shade out of 6. Someone as fair as me should never be using the 4th bronzer shade in a range. This is very, very sheer. I think they need to get rid of the first 2 shades and then add 2 more at the end to be deeper shades. This is an awesome formula. I tried using it as a mixer with foundation and it was okay, but I did not like it as much as this for a mixer. But on top, I think that this blends so effortlessly. It doesn't make my makeup break up or shear out, which this can do when I put it over top. And this is just like a slightly thicker texture, because this is almost like water. It's really interesting. It's really interesting, but it blends out really pretty on top. Not something I'd repurchase, but I've been enjoying using this very consistently. So all 4 of these are amazing. I would probably repurchase these too, and probably not these, but like I said, I've been loving all of them. Some other foundations I want to shout out are on the opposite ends of the price spectrum. The first one is the Profusion Feel Good Skin. This is a wonderful shade for me. It's Fair One Warm Yellow. Describes it perfectly. It's basically a perfect shade match. This is a full coverage foundation, has more of a satin finish. This is $8 or under at Walmart. It wears so beautifully. This is incredible, way better than a lot of high-end foundations. I just don't know how this good of a formula can be such an affordable price. really, really nice. And then my friend Jean gave this to me. I've been testing it this month and it's really nice. I know some people either have loved it or hated it. The Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation in 1 Neutral, which is a really good shade match for me. This does have a really nice medium buildable coverage. It has more of a natural finish, so because I'm oily, I will get a little bit glowy with this, but I do just set it down and I think it wears nicely and looks really pretty. The L'Oreal is gonna wear better on me because it is more matte, but this looks really beautiful. I feel like this gave really good coverage, but made my skin still look very natural and healthy. Really, really been happy with this one. I have so many cheek things here, but let me start with some liquids that, again, I tried this month and really, really loved. The first might surprise you. It is from Laura Geller. They recently came out with the Serum Blush Cheek Tint in a pink color, and then I got this one in Poppy Peach. I did do a little first impression demo on my Instagram. I will link it for you. And this is beautiful. I literally just like dot it on the cheeks and then blend it out with a beauty sponge, and it keeps that color but melts into the skin so easily. And I usually am afraid of liquid blush, but this applicator makes it so easy, and it comes with an extra, so you can either wash it or switch it out, because this does not gross me out, but I know it does for some people. So this is so nice and like a very fun launch from Laura Geller. I was really happy to see it. Then we have another new launch. This one is from Merit Beauty. This is their bronzer balm stick. I have the second shade, which is called Clay. And luckily I had seen some other people get it before me, and a lot of people got the lightest color, Quince. And I think that definitely would have worked for me, but I like bronzer to just show up a little bit more. I don't want to have to layer it a bunch. And this is a perfect color for me. It is warm tone without being orange at all. This is more of a sheer but buildable bronzer. And as a fair person with light hair, I have to be careful about not putting too much bronzer on my forehead. And this just looks beautiful. It is hard to apply too much, and I would love to know if you guys have tried this and you've tried the deeper shades, because they look like a nice color, but of course I haven't been able to, you know, test them myself. So I would love to hear your thoughts, but I have tried a lot of cream bronzers, and I think that this is a really nice formula and a really beautiful color. And I do apply it under my foundation with the stick, and then over top I use my e.l.f. small stipple brush, but it's beautiful. Next I have several powder bronzers that I really love. The first one really surprised me. This is Anastasia Saddle. So this entire range of bronzers are very pink or red. Saddle is a little orangey though. It's not as pink and red as the others. It's the second lightest shade. This one works better for me than the lightest color Rosewood because of the undertone. And this was a gorgeous summer bronzer. Even though this is pretty pigmented, apply it with my stipple brush. It gave me a nice sun-kissed look, but not too orange, not too dark. I was so surprised by how much I love this. So I was really glad I pulled it out to use it basically just this for like a whole month, and I really loved it. Next is another bronzer that I absolutely loved, and this is the one from Jaclyn Cosmetics. I got this with my Ulta points. I will link that haul for you. And I got the shade Vitamin D. There is one darker shade than this that is a little bit more warm tone that I think would have worked nicely as well, but this one is a bit more neutral and definitely works for me. This is so pretty. It does have a coffee scent, like a sweet coffee, like you've got some good amount of sweetener in there, which I could do without, but it's not terrible. But this is very pigmented, blends really nicely into the skin. This shade in particular is a really pretty color. And then the other bronzers I love this month are from Sigma. The matte bronzers in light and medium. Karen Harris sent these to me, which was so kind. I love these so much. These colors are very similar. You don't necessarily need them both, but I've really enjoyed using them both together or one or the other. A really nice, smooth formula, pigmented, blends out really nicely. They do come in 4 shades, and the other colors do look like they do go a little bit deeper, which is nice. Of course, I would love to see maybe 6 shades of bronzer, but these are really nice. Next, I've got some blushes that I loved. The first was a little freebie. This is NARS Orgasm X. So much better than the original shade. So pretty, right? Like a really nice coral color. It has some beautiful glow to it, but no chunky glitter in here. I love this shade. This would be really great for people that have like a medium and tan complexion as well, but I was able to work it with my fair skin. Next, Ciate sent me 4 of the 6 Glow 2 Illuminating blushes. This one is my favorite first date. It's a really pretty, like warm tan color with some peach in there. A really nice sheen, but no glitter. Very beautiful on the cheeks for that like natural sunburnt look. And I feel like I can apply a lot of it and try to like sculpt the cheek. It's so pretty. And then I have the two powder blushes from Sigma that Karen sent me. Sunset Kiss is a matte, and then Tiger Lily has some shimmer. The other 4 individual blushes they launched, I already have those in palettes, but these are so good. Very pigmented, blend nicely, look beautiful on the skin, and I really like this nice sleek compact packaging. And what's nice is that the blush, bronzer, and highlighter, like there's the same package but different colors, if you can see. Then I've got some face palettes that I loved. Another one from Jaclyn Cosmetics that, I'm sorry, it's not available. This was from her holiday collection, the Winter Sun palette. You have 2 highlights and a blush. Amazing performance. These look nice and glowy on the cheek, but not chunky, not glittery. This was a really nice matte blush, not chalky. An amazing formula that I was so happy to see, and none of these shades are repeats. Then another Sigma favorite, this is their Cinderella cheek duo. The blush is called Ever After and the highlight is called Aglow. These are also exclusive to this duo. This shade I thought was gonna look a little too orangey on me, but it doesn't. It's very flattering and beautiful. Same great formula as in their other palettes and the singles. Then for highlights, I had a combo that I really enjoyed. The base would be the Flower Beauty Spotlight Liquid Highlight in the lightest color, Opal. And then I went over top with the Laura Mercier Matte Baked Radiance Powder and Highlight 01, which just gave me like a really great natural everyday glow. Like this intensified it a little bit, but not too much. Like I really like that combination, which is great because I really hadn't been using this very much. A highlighter that I liked more than I thought I would be this one from M Cosmetics. It's the Sunscape Highlight in Clarity. I am wearing it today and I do think it works well for me. It definitely is going to be a summer pick because it's a little dark, but I think that it works. It gives a beautiful glow. Because it's a baked formula, I thought it would be a little chalky, but it's not. I apply it with my Shop Miss A AOA Studio F19 highlight brush, and that just applies it perfectly. And I love the way it looks. Packaging's a little bulky, but it's cute. And then I have these Sigma highlighters in Moonbeam and Savannah. I like Savannah a little bit more because somehow this formula feels a little creamier than Moonbeam, but not by much. This could be in my head, but these work really well together. They're very beautiful, nice and reflective, but again, no chunky glitter in them, and they just melt into the skin so nicely. Moving to eyes, I have another Jaclyn Cosmetics product. I wanted to shout out the shimmer top coats. I got all 6 of them from her holiday collection. I will show you this one here, which is called North Star. These are very pretty. They do have some base pigment to them, but I would recommend putting them on top of a shadow stick to really intensify that. But these are very sparkly. They look so good. And the texture feels a little bit wet, which is kind of interesting. Like it's like cooling on the eye. I just think they're absolutely stunning. So happy that I got all of them. I didn't think I would like this tinsel color that much, the more pewtery color, but I really liked the makeup look that I paired with it. Then I wasn't very surprised by my love of this. This is one I've had for a while and just hadn't used. This is the Natasha Denona Mini Nude Palette. I love when her palettes have 3 shimmer shades and 2 mattes because I basically use this as my transition crease color. This is my outer corner color, and then just rotated the different shimmers, and it looked amazing. This right here is a duplicate from her Sunset palette in Bronzage, which is one of my favorite shades, so I did not mind that being in here again. Great formula. These are just regular mattes, not cream to powder, luckily, because I really don't like that formula, and I wish she wouldn't put it in the minis when there's only 5 shades in there, but this one is so good. I want to mention this before I forget it. This is one of the Nabla Cupid's Aero Full Color Stylos in Aero number 5. I also have 6 and 7. I really like 7 as well. That's like a burgundy brown, but I love this color because it's like a caramel. It's so pretty, very unique. And even though this is like a chunkier pencil, it works really well in my waterline and on my lower lash line. It stays in place quite nicely. And I did see under like another listing on the Ulta website that they do have more shades and some more fun colors. So I do think I'll end up picking those up, but this is really good formula and just a really pretty unique color to me. Then I have some palettes I really loved. These were some I wanted to shout out mostly for the formulas. This is the Aether Beauty Desert Sunset palette. These 4 shades in the middle are more special than the other ones here. I didn't necessarily love the undertone of some of the mattes, but the formula was so good on these. I was very impressed, and I do want to get that more like bronzy quad that they have. And then I tried the ColourPop Malibu Barbie palette. I used every shade in here. I created some really pretty neutral looks and colorful looks, but the formula of this one was really good. There are no pressed glitters in here, which made me excited, and no mattes with glitter. And this was a very high performing palette, so I definitely wanted to give this a shout out. And then for my more true favorites, this was limited edition. This is the Odin's Eye and Judy Red Dragon palette. I used almost all the shades in here. My first time using Odin's Eye, and the formula was so good. These shimmers do have like a little extra pizzazz to them. The mattes were very pigmented and blendable. I definitely want to try more Odin's Eye palettes in the future. Next is the Sigma Corday Rosa palette. I've had this for a little while and just hadn't given it the proper attention, but I created several looks with it and absolutely loved every single one. Such great quality on this palette. Then we have what I'm wearing today, Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. I liked this way more than I thought I would. I really enjoyed, of course, the neutrals, but the purple shades in here as well. I don't believe any of these are cream to powder finish, which is nice. I think this was before she started doing that. But really happy with this palette, and like I said, I like it way more than I initially even thought. All right, y'all, we are now left with lips, and I mostly have Buxom lip products here, which is not a surprise to me. This is something that was in my project pan, a little sample that I got of the Buxom Plump Shot Collagen Infused Lip Serum. This is just the clear one, but they did come out recently with 2 shimmer shades. I want to get like the peachy one. This is the best lip plumper I've ever tried that is not incredibly uncomfortable. You do feel that burning at first. You want to make sure you don't get it on the skin outside of your lips or it will get red. That does happen to me sometimes, and I just, you know, put a little concealer around there. It does go away, but it does feel plumping, and the actual formula, the consistency of the product does feel like a hydrating, smooth lip balm. It's really nice. Before this, my favorite was the Grande Cosmetics Hydrating Lip Plumper, but I like this one a little bit more. Then, surprisingly, my favorite summer lip liner has been ColourPop BFF1. This year, I've used like a different lip liner in every season from ColourPop, and this is my new favorite. I think that this goes really nicely with brighter colors for me to help like rein them in a little bit, not be too much. And I was so surprised how many other lip colors I could pair with this. So it's my favorite lip liner formula because it's so creamy, easy to apply, doesn't tug, and I loved that color. Then I've got some Buxom lip glosses. One I'm wearing today. This was a limited edition shade I got from TJ Maxx last year, Melon Mimosa. So pretty, so wearable. I compared this on my Instagram to Creamsicle, which is more peach and a little bit more pastel, harder for me to wear. This one I have with no lip liner today, and I think it looks beautiful. And I love the lip cream formula. I hardly ever buy lip polishes anymore because these have no shimmer and a little bit more color. They are sticky though, but I don't mind. Then I did get one of the new fall glosses in my Ulta Points haul, and this is Peppermint Hot Cocoa. So it is like a nice peachy color, but a little bit more neutral, which I love. So a big difference between these 2 shades, but so pretty. And then I have a newer Buxom product. This is their full-on plumping lip matte. I have the shade Chill Night. I've only heard Babs Beauty talk about these. I definitely want to get Dolly for winter. This is a really comfortable liquid lipstick. It doesn't fully dry down. It is going to transfer a little bit, but not bad. It's very comfortable. It looks pretty on your lips. It doesn't suck the life out of them. It doesn't draw attention to all of the dry patches or the lines. And it does have a cooling sensation, which is so weird in a liquid lipstick, but this is so nice, so comfortable. I feel like this has been my new go-to formula, but even though there are several shades, I think Dolly is the only other one I want, which is good because, you know, I still am going to wear a gloss over a liquid lipstick for the most part, but definitely check that formula out. I did try out another shade of the Milani Color Fetish matte lipsticks. This is the Nude Pleasure shade. This is such a comfortable matte formula. It's not too silicone-y, it's not too thick. This is a really, really great nude shade for my skin tone. I enjoyed this one a lot. I was literally on my second to last product and my camera overheated. My last lip product favorite was another thing I got with my Ulta points, the Jaclyn Cosmetics Pout Drip Lip Oil in Maple Drip. This is a really pretty warm nude color on me, and I loved the formula of this. It looked really shiny, made my lips look very full. It was not sticky, but it is not long wearing at all. I did get 2 shades with my points. You know, who knows, I could change my mind in the future. I don't necessarily think you need to buy a lot of shades. I don't quite know if I'd repurchase it. If it was on sale, probably. I've tried other lip oils that I have not loved because they've ended up being a little bit sticky or drying. I didn't have that problem with this. I just wish it lasted a little bit longer, but it's super comfortable formula. And then my very last product would be these little Amazon triangle sponges that everybody's been talking about on TikTok. I have been using this to set my under eyes and to set my face, and I think it makes the skin look even more poreless and airbrushed. I've been loving it a lot, but I would like your tips on how to wash these. I guess I need to maybe try the bar soap that I use for my sponges, because I had just tried my liquid soap that I use for my brushes and I didn't feel like it did a good job. But I did, you know, buy a variety pack. I've been switching them out, but please leave me your tips on what I should use to wash this in the comments down below. So guys, I know this was really long, a ton of favorites, but that makes me really happy. I would love to hear your thoughts if you tried these things, and I would love to know what products you loved this summer. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.